I'm Pastor John Inverso, and this is First United Methodist Church in Glassboro. As you can tell, we are set up for live streaming exclusively. Our worship service and our ministries are all taking place online. But we are in the midst of planning to open. We have been working hard on figuring out how to get people to come back into the sanctuary and praise God together, but to do it safely. Our sanctuary has 11 pews on each side on the main floor, 6 in the balcony, and then 6 in the choir lofts behind the pulpit and lectern. All totaled, we can hold up to 300 people. The problem is for us to seat with proper social distancing, that is 6 feet between people who are not from the same household, our capacity gets reduced by quite a bit. It'll look like this. Someone will be sitting here, and then someone has to sit here, and the next person would have to sit here, and the last person would have to sit here. All this means that our 300-person capacity is reduced to about 1/10 of that. Our reopening task force thinks that we can seat about 35 to 40 people safely in our sanctuary, which is a lot less than we're used to having. So, what are we going to do? Well, one of the things that we're going to ask our congregation to do is call ahead of time, by the Friday before, actually, to register with our office that they are going to come to church. Hello, yes, I'd like to reserve a pew for 4, please. Okay, I'll hold. Our office manager will have the unenviable task of telling people when we have reached capacity. I'm not excited about telling people that they can't come to the sanctuary to worship because we're full, but that's the way it is for now. But those lucky 35 to 40 people who do come in and worship, they're going to have a different experience. We're still going to praise Jesus, but the ushers are going to seat them. They can't just come in and sit in their favorite pew. Everyone will be dismissed row by row like we do at a wedding. We're of course going to require everyone to wear masks, even when singing. We've changed the order of worship, too, to kind of backload the singing so that it's not throughout the service. There are a lot of changes that we're doing. Prepackaged communion, an offering plate at the back while we encourage people to register for electronic giving. All of these things are just temporary, but it's going to be a shock for a lot of people, and that's one of the things that I and our leadership are preparing for, is how to graciously respond to people who are kind of having a hard time with making all these changes. I don't know when we're going to open our sanctuary for worship, but we do have another idea. Come on. We're going to hold one of our services outside. Our band can set up over there under the shade of that beautiful tree. Our congregation will be lined up in the parking lot. Chairs, room for blankets and tents on the field behind us. It'll be kind of a festival atmosphere, which we need right about now. This is Pastor John from the future. I forgot to mention, moving our service outside means that we don't have to clean the sanctuary between services. So that'll save us a lot of effort on a Sunday morning. Our governor has said that outdoor activities can hold up to 100 people, and that churches are exempt to that, so we could have even more. We could have potentially 500 people in this parking lot. 500 people, and I still can't get a haircut. And in case of inclement weather, we can always worship in our fellowship house across the street. Of course, moving our outdoor service indoors, even though the fellowship house has a lot more flexibility with regards to seating, it still means that everything we're asking people to do for our sanctuary service, we're going to ask them to do for this service as well. It's what we need to do right now. That's what my leaders and I are trying to emphasize to the congregation, that these measures are just temporary, but necessary. They're ways that we can love one another, especially our most vulnerable among us. And I know not everybody agrees with them. We're just asking everybody to work together in them. I hope that this has been helpful to you. I'm praying for you, and I ask you to pray for me as we all navigate this uncharted water together. But I know that God is with us, and that God will guide us through this. And if we stay faithful to Him, God will be glorified, and we'll be okay. Thanks for listening. Take care.